Neil, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about Mr. Slivka?
Yeah, he's a 22-year-old Lithuanian international midfield player. He was out on with Den Bosch last season, and he's part of a numerous catalogue of players that Juventus have, young players who they below out, go and play in different countries, but like Chelsea do some of their players. We liked them, we looked at them last year, couldn't get the deal done. Saw him play against Scotland this season, played well. So we'll add to what we already have. He's athletic, technically very good, he's got an excellent role. He needs to get up to speed a little bit, but that won't take long, so we're very happy to get him in.
Does it help as well that you've got Matulevicius in as well? Will that help the two of them, do you think?
Of course it will, yeah. I mean, there's a familiarity there almost straight away. They speak their own language to each other as well. Although their English is very good, so that hasn't been an issue. And of course they know each other from international trips away. So yeah, I think they'll dovetail nicely together and educate themselves to the squad a lot quicker as well.
Are they aware of the irony of the fact that it wasn't that long ago that there were quite a lot of Lithuanians on the other side of the city?
I think they do know the story of that. And having said that, there was some good Lithuanian players who did play for us. In fact, the national team coach, was at Hearts for a while, and a very good player, had a very good career. So, they're not unfamiliar with the British game, obviously. I think they're built for the British game, and like I said, I hope they bring a different dimension to what they already have.
You mentioned Jankowskis, obviously he knows the Scottish game pretty well. Did you consult him at all, or did he have any input with the players in terms of recommending them to come here?
I don't know. I don't know if he had any conversations. In terms of Davidas, we wanted a big striker. We wanted a physical presence at the top end of the pitch, and we liked what we saw with him. And in terms of Vicky, call him Vicky. I don't know how long that will last, that nickname, particularly in Scotland. We've known about him for quite a while, so I think we've got international class players coming in to the club, and it only enhances, will make us better.
When we spoke to you last week, you were saying your preference always be to get a British type in, but given the financial disparity, do you think going abroad, going to that Eastern Europe, those kind of markets is going to be the way forward for clubs like that? Well,
I hope not. We're still looking at bringing homegrown players in. We've got 3 in the squad now. Murray, Coaches, and Ollie Shaw. So we've got three from our academy now. In the first team squad. So that's something that we're always looking to do. Ideally, you always want to bring in British type players for the mentality, because they know the Scottish culture and the environment very well. But it's not always the case, so it's not as if we're going around scouting all around Europe to bring players in. We've got them too, so we're affordable and have the quality that we're looking for.
In terms of signings, has displayed the other night, we encouraged to see him getting his hat-trick and continue that sort of work scoring goals?
Yeah, it's fantastic. To get a hat-trick in his second competitive game at home. Good goals as well. It will do him the world of good confidence-wise. Not that he needed it, he's not been short of confidence, he's been playing very well, but strikers stay on goals, and he's certainly made a good return so far.
I know you've been talking about trying to find somebody that can replace Cummins' goals from last season. Is Simon somebody that can potentially get to that if the right guidance is easy? Is it going to be somebody who can get that perfect sort of goal scoring tag about it?
Yeah, why not? We're not comparing him to Jason, they're different types. Simon is quite happy to go beyond and stretch things as well. His movement's very good, he's incredibly fit, and he's in the right place to score the goals, and he's got a couple of tap-ins which are incredible goals, because we don't get enough players in the box at times, so he seems to be on the end of a lot of that, which is very good, and a very good start.
Is there more to come from? Obviously it came to the professional game, have you got the most of it? Do you think there's still more learning to come from that you can pick up things and go further?
Yeah, just his understanding of the game. We learn from the players he's playing with. We see the situations in training, and we see those develop in the games, and hopefully he'll understand that and capitalise on that. But yeah, he's only been in the professional game for a short period of time, but his rise, his improvement has been very, very quick. So it's all down to him really, his dedication and you know, his will, his hunger, and he's put himself in a very good position. It's important to maintain that hunger and pushes on.
You spoke about if we want to bring in another striker. Do you think one more striker would do it, or are there other positions you would like to strengthen before the season or the end of the transfer window anyway?
Well, ideally yes, but sometimes that's not possible, so we'll wait and see if any other opportunities arise. But I think it's fair to say, and it's been well documented, that we're looking for another striker.
There's rumours flying around about Stokes being up here this week. Has he been up? Is that any closer?
Up where?
Here, at East Mains.
He's not been here, no.
And would you have you any clearer idea of maybe a time scale?
No time scale. No. The club are doing, I have to say the board, the club, are doing everything they can to try and make this happen. So, you know, I compliment them. It's very encouraging from our point of view. So I can't ask any more from the people behind the scenes really. They've done everything they possibly can for me in this transfer window so far, so I'm delighted with that.
You look over your League Cup campaign so far, I think the team's been fairly relentless. You know, they've really been going for the killing games. How pleasing is that attitude, you know, going in against kind of lower league teams like this?
I'm delighted. You know, sometimes they're not easy. You know, we've seen some of the other results over the course of the 2 or 3 games, and particularly the stage of the season can be sticky. But like I said, you know, in the last week or so, the condition of the players is very good. They come back with a, you know, real good attitude, and they're performing. You know, it's not easy scoring 6 goals against any opposition. They played very well against Montrose, and I thought they were superb at Ross County and deserved to win the game. So it's given me a lot of encouragement, although it is very, very great, and I do not like pre-season. I've never been great pre-season as a player or a manager, so we'll see.
So you're saying you don't like to kind of read into results this early,
No.
even when they're competitive games?
Results, yeah, maybe performances more so. So I'm delighted with the level of performance.
I heard your radio interview the other night, and you said that before you get the second goal, you're ready to sort of tear some paint off the team. But at half time, I mean, I'm sure you always set very high standards, but is this season, are you having to raise those standards, not because you're now a Premiership team?
No, I think that comes with being a Premiership team. I think that gravitas will be with the players, and they have to understand we are a Premiership outfit now, and we have to try and play accordingly and act accordingly as well. So they've done that so far.
Is the situation, I guess, and Chris Collins has said that he'd be keen potentially to come back here. Is that a case of just waiting to see physically how he turns out over the next few weeks?
Yeah,
is that one you're prepared to wait on?
Yeah, it's a long way off for that. You know, you just there's rehab, you know, and then get out on the training pitch, and I think he'll recover okay from it. You know, it's not a career-ending injury by any means, but it's going to be a long period of time, not a massive period of time, but it's going to be 68 weeks anyway.
Can I ask you, just digressing slightly, a bit about player power? We're seeing a lot of it in the transfer window, especially down south, with the huge amounts of finance that's been spent on a lot of players in the Premier League. One player, you know, obviously Virgil van Dijk, at the moment we understand he's been told to train on his own because he wants to leave the club. Do you think, if you're for managers dealing with players who've got intentions in mind, is it almost impossible to keep players happy?
Look, from my own point of view, if the player doesn't want to be at the club anymore, then doesn't want to play for me, I'll take it as a personal affront. So you have to go. And if Southampton are taking that stance, then there must be, you know, suitable reasons behind that, and I understand that. From Virgil's point of view, he obviously wants to play at a higher level, well, a big club with more chance of playing in Europe, but there are ways and means of going about it the right way, and I don't know the full ins and outs of it, so I can't comment on his take on it, but from Southampton's point of view, I understand where they're coming from.
Have you had to deal with a player at all, whereby they've said, I want to leave, and he's under contract for an extensive length of time, and it's a catch-22 in terms of working out what you want to do?
It depends on what the stance of the club take. If they don't have to sell, then they don't have to sell him. However, what they don't want is someone upset in the dressing room, or a player who's worth maybe 40, 50 million get top dollar for him, and it makes good business sense for the club to sell him on. So it'll be ultimately the club's decision. That was always the case for me as well. Although you do give your own recommendations because every situation is different.
Apparently he's worth £50 million now. Is that?
Well, I think he's worth more. You know, I think if you look at the market now, I think he's worth more. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to a bigger club. You know, I'm not saying Southampton's not a bigger club, because I admire what Southampton have done. They've been really smart. You know, they do the business in a fantastic way. Really clever club. They know where they are in the game. But I'm surprised that no one's taken a pitch earlier on, because he could play at any club in Europe for me.
In a wider sense, I mean, there's talk of Mbappe, I think. Maybe he could move for £180 million. We're talking Neymar, maybe moving for the same amount. Do you see a time when transfer fees, wages are going to get capped at any point because it's getting out of control?
Yeah, I think so. Daniel Levy, I've seen some of his quotes over there. For some clubs, it's unsustainable. So if it's coming from a figure who is in the game at that level, then it's madness. It doesn't surprise me anymore. It doesn't mean the players are 20, 30 times better than the other players. It's just the market value that the TV money is now pumped into the game. I don't begrudge players, the money. If it's there, we were all players at some stage. Good luck. But the quality, I think, is diminished over the past 4 or 5 years in the Premier League to what it was maybe 5, 10 years ago.
Does it make you think about how much you might have been worth?
I did alright. I did alright. I did okay.
Does that money though worry as a manager up here? I mean, there's just going to be a gap between the two leagues.
Eventually it'll settle down. Eventually it'll settle down. We know we can't compete, and even the big clubs in Scotland can't compete, but we understand that, and so you work within your means accordingly. Celtic are very smart in what they do. They know the market they're in and what they're up against, and they don't overspend, they don't chase it, they don't need to as well.
Team news, any injuries and outs?
Just Danny Swanson suspended, so we'll have Bartley back, McGregor back, Paul Hammond's back training, so Dylan Beats back on the score as well, so we'll be more or less at full strength. The 2 Lithuanian boys their clearances come through, so they'll be in the score as well. David's got a bit of a dead leg, but he should be okay for tomorrow.
Big David in particular,
David and David. Sounds like something a little written.
Thank you very much.